Hello everyone, this is Horsepower here from the Bodacious Buds Express. Got another Magic video for you today. Unfortunately, my Mythic token that gives me the all-access card stuff on MTGO is going to be up in a couple days, so I'm going to try to get in as many games as I possibly can. We're back to the modern format with a deck called Esper Control, aka Esperca. Past couple of videos, been playing some aggressive burn decks, and this is pretty much the exact opposite of those, but it is a really fun list, and it's been doing very well right now. This particular exact deck list was constructed by a gentleman named TSPJindrak, who is an MTGO grinder and tournament player, and he won a modern challenge with it, I think last week, which is very interesting because Control as an archetype in Modern has been kind of struggling for the past month and a half after the big format upheaval with the ban list back at the beginning of March, I believe. So Control's been trying to find its place. There were some people didn't even know if it was viable, in such an aggressive format. But it's starting, as the meta is settling down, these Control players are constructing decks that are not only viable but competitive. I mentioned that it was called Esperka as well, and that relates to the fact that Jindrak is Polish, and apparently that's a Polish term for endearment. So I'm going to very briefly go over this list, kind of explain what Control is if you don't know. We're going to get to some casual games. I've played several with this, and I really like the deck a lot. I think if you're going to play Control in Modern, this is probably the way to go because you just have a lot of really high-quality cards in the colors of black, blue, and white. So when Control deck, basically what it tries to do is use interaction pieces, be it counterspells, removal planeswalkers, to control the board state and grind out and win over time. You're trying to prevent your opponent from doing stuff while continually making sure you have cards to cast and ways to interact. So I'm going to go over kind of the different packages very quickly, go over the land base quickly, and then we'll go over the sideboard, get some games. Your first package comes in with removal. We've got Fatal Push, which is kind of like the premier removal spell of Modern right now. It destroys creatures up to CMC4 with the Revolt ability. Revolt is extremely easy to activate in Modern because of fetch lands. All you have to do is crack a fetch, and then you get Revolt. So this can deal with most of the creatures in the format. I'd say it's probably better than Path of Exile right now, which is kind of like the other famous Modern spot removal card because it has no disadvantage for. It has a disadvantage that's limited what it can kill, but it gives your opponent no advantage like Path of Exile does. Path of Exile actually gives your opponent a land, which is not very grande. We don't want to do that if we can help it. And the mana curve of Modern is pretty small, pretty low. So this is going to deal with most of your creatures. We do have a board wipe and Supreme Verdict. Completely clears the board of creatures, which we don't really care about because we only run 4 in the main board, and those usually aren't even they're not even game enders. I'll explain kind of snappy here in a minute, but this is just an uncounterable board wipe. Gets rid of all the creatures, so if your opponent's trying to go wide, boom, they ain't going wide anymore. We've got a counterspell package with Mana Leak as kind of our premier utility counterspell. It's amazing in the early game because your opponent is not going to be able to pay the cost in order to get the spell on the field. It's not as good in the late game, but it's not necessarily a dead draw because we also have Force of Negation, which has an alternative cost that if we're playing it on our opponent's turn, we can actually exile a blue card from our hand and cast it for free. So that's very powerful. If you've played Magic for any period of time, you know that free spells in general, are the most powerful spells you can cast because they don't cost you anything. They do cost you a card, but that's not that big of a deal because if we have Mana Leak in the late game and we're not going to be able to effectively counter something with it, we just pitch it to Force and then we get to get rid of something. Archmage's Charm is a nice little versatile spell. We can counterspell with it. We can draw some cards. We can steal a creature. Most of the time, you're going to be drawing cards, but if it's your only counterspell and you don't want to deal with something that your opponent's trying to play, boom, just counter it. No big deal, right? I'd say the stealing aspect there, the getting a creature is really only relevant against like prowess decks that run like Swift Spirit, Soulscar Mage, and then you can also grab a Mana Dork if you want, if you're trying to prevent ramp from your opponent. Smell Snares are one of. It's easily sideboarded out, but it can deal with some potentially troublesome things like an Auriok Champion or a Steve and Amulet Titan. And then we've got Cryptic Command, which is our big daddy counter spell. Most of the time, you're going to use it to counter something and draw a card, although it does have a little bit of versatility to it. If you're facing a wide board and don't have a Supreme Verdict or something like that, you can use it to tap your opponent's creatures for a turn so they can't attack you, or you can get rid of something that's like troubling you, like a Blood Moon, and pitch it to your opponent's hand. We've got Opt for card draw. The control decks really love to have cards in their hand. If they don't have any cards in their hand, that means they can't really do anything, so it's going to let you get some cards. Same with Esper Charm. Most of the time, you're going to use it to draw 2 cards, but you can use it for other purposes too. You can actually activate the discard aspect of this on your opponent's draw step, so they don't have any cards in their hand, for example, or if you need to, for some reason, destroy an enchantment, you can do that. So nice little bit of versatility there. I think that's kind of the name of this deck, versatility. Most of the cards allow you to do multiple things given the situation that you're in, and this is just another one. We have one more counter spell in Logic now. We run as a 1-of. It's good in the mid to late game. It lets us kind of exile cards from our graveyard to help pay for it. So most of the time, it's only going to cost 2 blue mana to counter any spell. It's another spell that is kind of easily boarded out, though, if you don't need it. The glue that kind of holds this deck together lies in the Planeswalkers and the creature package we have. The creature we do run is a 4-of Snapcaster Mage. It's a creature with flash, which means that we can actually play it on our opponent's turn. And it's nice. It's a 2/1, which isn't bad stats, but the real reason we play it is for its Enter the Battlefield ability that lets us target an instant or sorcery in our graveyard and give it flashback so we can cast it one more time. So you need all of the mana up. Like, you still have to pay for that spell you want to cast, right? But this does give your instants and sorceries more life. It gives them more value. You know, if you need to get rid of another creature, flashback Fatal Push. You need a counter spell, flashback a Mana Leak, right? I mean, so this is a value card. It lets you reuse your spells, and that is very, very, very good over time. And then finally, we've got our Planeswalkers, Jace the Mind Sculptor, one of the most infamous Magic cards ever created. Jace the Mind Sculptor, greater than all. Most of the time when he hits the board, every turn you're going to be using that 0 ability to brainstorm and draw some cards. Another powerful aspect of that is if you have some cards in your hand that just aren't very good, you can put them on top of your library, crack a fetch, and then shuffle them back in. So very, very powerful to do that every turn. And that's most of the time what you're going to be doing. In longer games, you might try to plus them up to where you can what's called Fate Seal your opponent. You can mess with their top decks, and you can actually kind of create some mind games, right? Because if you use that +2, look at the top card of your opponent's library, and you're like, that's not very good. Just keep it on top. That way your opponent knows, well, my next draw is going to suck. And then if it is a card you don't want to deal with, you just put it right to the bottom. They don't get it. And his ultimate ability is just a game ender. You're not going to see that very often, but if you're playing against something like Heliod or against like a combo deck or another control deck that's trying to grind you out, you can start plussing Jace, and then eventually you can ultimate, and then you just win the game. And then Teferi, Hero of Dominaria, aka Big Teferi, is our final Planeswalker in the main. He gives you card advantage every turn, lets you untap lands. His ultimate, again, another game ender. If you can somehow -8 him, the game's over pretty much. And then that -3 ability is deceptively good, because again, I'm mentioning like the Heliod deck that we haven't seen yet in any of the videos, but it is very common in competitive events and as well as leagues. One thing that deck does is it can achieve infinite life very easily, and Teferi is one of your outs against infinite life because he can continually -3 on himself, and you can play him every turn, and then you'll never deck out, right? So you can deal with your opponent's board even if they have infinite life, but eventually someone's going to deck out. Teferi ensures that you do not. So there's your out against infinite life. If you're playing against Heliod and it achieves that, don't concede because you can still win. Land base is pretty standard. I'm going to go over a lot of it. You have your fetches. You have a lot of duels with blue because you want to make sure you can cast your spells. Castle Vantress could be used for card selection late in the game. And then we do run a couple filter lands. These are a little deceptive. They don't actually tap for 2. They don't ramp you. They don't tap for 2 mana. But if you need to cast something in a specific color combination, they can easily allow you to do that. Looking quickly at the sideboard, we've got lots of fun stuff here. Celestial Purge is great against red and black decks, especially Blood Moon decks, because it can deal with Blood Moon. Monastery Mentor is a absolute hoss of a card. It's still trying to find its place in Modern. This is actually a card that's restricted in Vintage, which is the ultimate Magic format where anything goes. This card's restricted. You can only play one of him in your deck. You're going to bring Monastery Mentor in against decks that are very passive or they don't have a lot of removal, because he just lets you flood the board with creatures and just win in just a few turns. So we play him against those kinds of decks. Ceremonious Redaction is great against Tron, both Eldrazi and then your more traditional green Tron, because those decks just primarily play colorless cards. Aether Gust is great against the green and red decks, particularly Amulet Titan, because it can go over Cavern of Souls, which makes Titan uncounterable. Mystical Dispute, good against blue decks. Venom Click, great against aggressive decks. Thoughtseize if you need more hand disruption. Eliminate if you need more removal. Dovin's Veto, great against control decks. Teferi, Time Raveler, aka the Fun Raveler, is good against tempo decks as well as other control decks because they shut off your opponent casting instant speed cards. Supreme Verdict for more of a board wipe. Didn't mention, I forgot about Kaya's Guile in the main deck. So we'd run 2 of these in the main deck, and it's just one of those nice versatile value pieces that can let you get rid of a creature. It can let you exile your opponent's library, which is amazing against something like a dredge deck that relies on its graveyard. It can give you a creature, it can help you gain life against something like Burn. So this is just one of those cards that has a lot of versatility. It can help in different scenarios. If you're in the late game and you have 3 extra mana, you can activate all of these. So we do run 2 in the main. We'll board more in if one of these modes is really relevant. So like against a graveyard deck, right? You're going to want to bring these in because it clears your graveyard, their graveyard. If you're going against Burn, you're going to want to bring more of these in because it gets you life, etc., etc., etc. So that's the deck. It's been expertly crafted by a control master. We're going to play some games with it. The games are probably going to be a little slower than what you saw with the Burn list, but it's fun. And I think if you are interested in the modern format and the control archetype is something that you enjoy, this is probably the deck you're going to want to run, or at least some kind of a variation of it. So we'll check out some games, and hopefully we control the board and whip some tush. All right, we got a game. Let's see what we got. We win the die roll, so we get to go first, which is where you want to be in control. Let's see what our hand looks like. Well, this is a good hand if... Oh, he's playing Lurrus. Yeah, this is a keepable hand. We'll go ahead and just keep it, yeah, for sure. Go ahead and just play Flooded Strand, and we'll just yield. Probably gonna get Thoughtseize. I bet we're probably playing, we're playing against Shadow for sure. But we've got some interaction pieces to Shadow. Oh, we're not. We're playing against something else. Okay, interesting. So I think what we're going to do, I think we're just going to fetch a Hallowed Fountain tapped, and then we can just shock this Watery Grave in next turn. I don't need to kill that thing immediately. Cracking the bobble there. Yeah, I think I need to just get rid of this. Unfortunately, we need to cut his tempo off. Their tempo off. Sorry, I don't know if they're here or not. I should need to be more cognizant of that. I would have loved an opt there, but don't always get what you want. Is this like a... Okay, he's got another Hierarch. So we can have... Okay, so what's nice about this is I can kill These bobbles are really annoying. All right, that's not terrible. So we can kill the Hierarch and we can mana leak something. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to set an upkeep. I'm going to stop on his upkeep and then just kill that on the upkeep, right? And we can mana leak whatever he decides to play. Oh. Oh. Alright, well, I don't know what this guy's playing. He's playing a brew for sure. Let him get cards, kind of sucks. We do have a Snapcaster. Yeah, I'm just going to mana leak that. It's kind of like all of his Hierarchs, which is very interesting. We have a Snappy, so if he plays a creature out, we can push it next turn. Kai's Guile is also pretty good, but I think I would rather just probably cast the Snapcaster. But Kai's Guile is going to be great because he's playing Lurrus. They're playing Lurrus. So, clear the graveyard so they can't recur anything. Unearth. Sure. That's fine. I think we'll just go ahead and play the Snapcaster. Play it out. We'll target, we'll put that on the stack. We'll target Fatal Push. Okay, we'll just... Oh, shoot. Alright, well that's not going to work because it's going to exile it. Alright, that was a pretty good play, unfortunately. What we will do, though, we'll play River of Tears. I think, do I want to play Teferi now? I think what we'll do, actually... Let's go and attack. Playing Teferi would be good. I can't have the Kai's Guile up, though, and I want it up. Let's go ahead and just play it. And we'll do that. So we'll get rid of the Hierarch. It's all gone. So that kills their tempo a little bit. They can't recur anything with Lurrus now. We'll just play Teferi next turn. Getting pushed. We're getting Cling to Dust. Well, you ain't gonna be able to take anything with that. Teferi, that's big Teferi. They have a Thoughtseize, I can take it. This is interesting, like a Sultai Lurrus deck. What if he's probably not playing any counter spells? I don't know. I don't know what they're playing. Okay. Let's go ahead and go to combat. Hopefully this Teferi resolves. So if we get Teferi on the board... And that's good, but I don't know if we will. We did. Okay, so let's go ahead and draw a card. Why wouldn't you just... I don't know why you wouldn't just push that, but... Another Snapcaster's good. So if we need to push something, we'll be able to, which is nice. We'll just go ahead and untap. So we have 3 mana up, which is nice. Got Teferi on board, which is very good. Let's see what they've got. Anything? Nothing? Okay. We'll just fetch. And just get another Watery Grave tapped. Okay. Cool. We can still play this out, so I guess I'm gonna go ahead and shock. I'll just hit a swamp, I guess. Okay, I don't know what they're doing. Like, that was a little bit early. He should have done that after I had done doing everything. If he had waited until I had fully passed, well, I could still have. Basically, what I was gonna do, I was gonna snap. I was going to flash the Snapcaster in and then push it, and this guy just conceded. So we don't go to a game 2. I don't know what that person was trying to do, but the Esper deck was pretty good against them. Just had a lot of removal and stuff. So I guess we'll try another game. All right, maybe we'll get a full game next time. All right, got game 2 here. We won the die roll again. Let's have a good hand. Is this a good hand? It's kind of sketch. We only have 2 lands. We've got some 4 mana things. I'm going to go ahead and pitch this back, I think. This is a lot better. This is a lot better. We'll keep it. I think we'll just bounce it to fairy. Call it good. And we'll play out an island. We're going to need a white land, but we'll be able to hopefully get that with the opt, or at least... Oh, we're playing against Tron. Interesting. Snapcaster, I'm going to put that at the bottom. Hopefully... Okay, not the land I need. Mana Leak's not bad. We'll just play that. If he plays like a... expedition map or something, we'll just counter it. Oh man, does he already have Tron? That would be so bad, really. Yikes. This ain't really doing it for me, unfortunately. I'm afraid that we're going to have to use our Archmage's Charm to potentially counter something as opposed to drawing. Do they just have natural Tron? That'd be crazy if they did. Okay, they're blue Tron. Interesting. We'll go ahead and try... We'll try to cast this. Okay, we got it. Still no still no white land. Oh my gosh. Okay. This is yikes. This is yikes territory because we can't, although Kaya's Gauss aren't really all that good here. We'll just play out another island, and I guess we'll pass. Not being able to cast my cards is not good. He's 1 land away from having Tron activated. Doesn't have it yet, which is good. I think I'll just mana leak that, right? I think that's okay to mana leak. I just want to try to... Cool. All right, well, he didn't like that. What an exciting video so far. Everybody appears to not want to play against this deck. So, all right, well, game 3 on the way. Hopefully it's an actual full game, and we'll go ahead. All right, final game. Let's see what we got. I'm on the draw. Hands have been interesting. Like, I've had to ball a lot with this deck today, which... And this is absolutely mulligan. This is a terrible hand. This is okay. We can keep this. What do we get rid of though? I feel like probably just get rid of Supreme Verdict because I might be able to play it for a while, and I don't know if he's a super creature based deck. So, and if I need to deal with a creature, I have Fatal Push. So. Playing against Blitz looks like, yep. Playing against Blitz. Blitz on the play is awful. We could be playing against Storm. I guess that's a potential there, but I would imagine it's probably Blitz. Play a Delta. We yield. playing against Blitz for sure. We are playing against El Blitzo. Yep, and we're just going to go ahead and push that. I kind of hate having to I hate having to fetch and shock, but I don't have much of a choice. I need to get rid of this. Or do I? No, I'm gonna wait. We're just gonna take one. It's not that big of a deal, right? I think I'm just gonna go ahead and just play that tapped because I want to conserve life. That's a good draw. We'll push him on their turn. Could mana leak something, but I think it's kind of a waste of our... Good God. Yeah, I actually do want to just mana leak this, I think. So I don't have to deal with two of them. Okay, I'm gonna take 4, unfortunately, but that just hurt his tempo a little bit. But I'm still taking 4. I still haven't used my opt yet, which is just bad. He missed a land drop though, which is really nice for me. But yeah, we're already, because he's actually, okay, we're not doing terrible. This is actually not a great matchup for us. That's okay. We'll let that go. That's fine. We'll let it go. All right, so he did not get, doesn't have a Stormwing entity, which is good. We can just Jace that. So we're gonna take some damage, unfortunately, but it is what it is. We have ways to interact with that Soulscar Mage. Still has missed a land drop, which isn't good for them. Go ahead and push. Get rid of that. And we'll opt. Fairy. Do I want to fairy? I don't think I want to fairy. I'd rather have something else. Esper Charm is probably better. So I think unless I get, yeah, I just gotta land there. We'll just play Jace out and we'll minus him. I think it's probably the best because that'll hurt his tempo. He can still kill it with a. They can kill it with a burn spell. They finally drew another land. Which is probably what they're gonna do, or if they have like a monastery mentor. Yeah, they're killing the, which again. Whatever, like Jace did what it needed to do. I do need to draw some kind of a interaction piece though. I would not be doing that. I would totally wait until it's your turn to do. Oh, I see why I did that, because he wants to light up the stage. I got a land. Manamorphose is okay. So I think probably what I need to do here, I'm just going to go ahead and draw. Try to find a push. That ain't not gonna do it, unfortunately. Yikes. This deck is so this Blitz deck is so good. It's such a good deck, and it's really good against control decks. He's actually, honestly, this person is has kind of a slower start than some Blitz decks have. But what are you doing? You should have already played your Manamorphose, in my opinion, unless he just has lethal, which I don't think he'll just. I don't think they have lethal. I don't agree with that. They should have played that Manamorphose on their main phase because they're going to lose that mana. I guess it doesn't matter. They must have some burn spells. Yeah, this deck is so good. It's so good against us too. It's just so unbelievably good. That's all he has though, looks like. So we're going to go down to 6. Yeah, that was a total misplay of the Manamorphose there. All right, Supreme Verdict is what we need. If we don't get that, then... You know, Archmage's Charm's pretty good. What we can do, though, is... We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We don't have enough to do both. We can steal... What do they have? I may just tap draw, honestly. I think that's what I'm going to do. So they can't, like, you know. Oh, okay. Draw another card. At least so they can't attack. That's not terrible. Spring. Oh, that is so good. That is so good. Okay. Kai's Guile is going to come in clutch here. Although they have 2 bolts, then we're just kind of dead. Oh, that's good. We'll take that. Drew a land. Go to blocks. Gut shot. Okay. Gaining control of you. Now we'll play the Kai's Guile, and I think we're gonna have to gain life and sack, I think. Oops, that's black there. Yep, that's what we're gonna do. Nice. Okay, so we're in this still. Another Soulscar Mage, whatever. Fetch. Just get a Hallowed Fountain, I think, tapped. Alright, we still need something, though. We need something else. I mean, Logic Knot is a card. It's a card I can use, but it's not really what I wanted, unfortunately. We can just like hard cast our we can hard cast the Force of Negation, maybe better. Okay. It's fine. They won't do anything. We could, okay, let's just Castle Vantress then. Try to find something decent. Jace is okay. Cryptic Command is also okay. We'll keep both of those, and then we can just bounce. We can just bounce the Soulscar Mage. Not the best way to use your Jace, but unfortunately, it's kind of what we got going on. Again, it's hurting their tempo. Is that just a Jace? I don't really care, honestly. We can just counter the Soulscar Mage now, and we'll have a Cryptic Command up. So, okay, so we know he's got Soulscar and an unknown card. So, yeah, they can't pay 3, so. Whew. We're surviving. This is just game 1, by the way. Oh, great. We've got another one. They got that. Unfortunate. That's okay. We're never going to get a Cryptic Command, so. We'll probably just bounce draw on their end step. Yeah, I think we're okay to just deal with that. I could have countered with Force Negation. It's not really worth it, though. We can just counter something else, potentially. I'll take the 2, although our life is getting kind of low here. Oh, wait, hold on, cancel. We're gonna do that, and we'll pay, boom, 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 boom. Land, shoot. Snapcaster's good. We will take that. We'll probably just snap Cryptic, I think. It's the best play. These guys don't have 2 burn spells. It doesn't appear that they do. play that. We want, just do this. Just put that on the stack. We'll get Cryptic. And we'll counter draw. There we go. Okay. Another Jace. Oh, he gave me +2. That's nice of him. Is that it? Aha. Okay. That's troublesome. Yet again, I can't use my my Jace to they put 2 cards on top of the library. Let's fetch. We'll just fetch I guess a Godless Shrine tapped. I mean, I pretty much have to play this, right? I have to play this. Yeah, that's fine. Zero Jace, go ahead and brainstorm. Put these 2 back, I think. And we'll go. They get a creature, we can kill it. It probably didn't. I wish I would have kept that Kai's Guile now so I get some life, because I'm 2 burn spells away from being dead. That's unfortunate. Oh, God, they had 2. That's not good. They had a land. Awesome. 2 Metamorphose, it didn't even matter. Okay, we'll opt now. All right, well, we're starting to run away with this, but I want to keep that on top, of course. But, you know, unfortunately, okay, yeah, we'll just put both of those on top. We'll play our land. So if they play any spell, we're just going to snap Cryptic. And if they don't play anything, if they just play a land. Okay. All right, good. Game 2. Whew. All right. Game 1 was 20 minutes. This is crazy. Let's see, what do we want here? Definitely Spring Verdict. I feel like Kai's Guile is kind of worth it. Logic Knot's bad. Spell Snare is okay, but it's just not good. Well, our Force Negations aren't very good. Eliminate's good. Any kind of removal. Excuse me, Celestial Purge is good. Don't want anything else. I don't think so. Ether Gust isn't bad either. I'll bring in Ether Gust and maybe we'll dump the Esper Charm, I think. Yeah. We'll try this. I don't know. Like that was an exhausting game game 1. We want it on. Here's the good thing, though. We want it on the draw, which is really good. And I think I'm just going to keep this. I'm just going to keep it. We do need another land. We've got a Kai's God. We have a push. We've got some options. They mold the 6. Okay, that's fine. I mean, it's not great, but we'll take it, I guess. And they just end up pushing here. Honestly, which is going to suck because we're going to take... They shock that in. They do. So they've got something. I mean, I can't counter it, so... Maybe Spell Snare is okay. The problem is I only have a 1 of, so... Okay, so they did not get a Stormwing Entity, which is good. They got another one of those, unfortunately. Oh my god, are you kidding me? Alright. I think I'm gonna have to go ahead and just do this. God, I think it's so much damage doing this, though. Just kill the one with prowess. Alright, we can Ether Gust one of these things. We'll take this. Cannot cast Kai's Guile, that's the only thing. That's not good. Although we do have Snappy, though. So this may be alright. Let's see what they do. We're gonna gust one of these things, I think. For sure. Probably just honestly goes to Soul Scar Mage. Lob Dart's good. See if they top or bottom that. Put it on top. Okay. They think he has a light up the stage. Yeah, it's fine. You can't play it unless they have a land, which they don't. Oh my god. What a draw. We want to sack the creature. I think we want to clear the library, actually. I think we want to clear the graveyard. That's probably what we want to do. I think. Yeah. So we're going to get darted here, but they don't have a land, it would appear. So, and they don't want to sack their land. So actually we didn't get darted. We want to prevent them from playing that Stormwing Entity at the end of the day. That's what we want. It may not work out, but they won't be able to play the Soul Scar and the... Yeah, they're just going to play the Entity. That's a bad tempo shift for them. They're going to lose that Soul Scar Mage. I think we'll just probably Jace them. I think we'll just go ahead and we'll just kick it back to their back to their hand. Did they... Okay, so I wonder what they picked. That's not what I want. Jeez, I'm not even paying attention to what I'm doing. Okay, we'll kick this back to his hand. Again, this is not really how you want to use Jace, but I don't really have much of a choice, honestly. Let's see what they kept. I would say they kept an instant or sorcery. No, they kept that, which it could be worse, right? Like, okay, so we're getting a little low on life. We can snap. We can snap, push. Okay, I think that's what we'll probably just go ahead and do. I think I'm just going to do it now, honestly. I see no reason to wait. Maybe this is wrong, but I just want to get rid of this now. And we can opt on their turn. So there's no way, unless he has another gut shot, that he's going to be able to play the Storming Entity out. Yeah, he just drew a land, so... Again, we're keeping that tempo up. We're just going to play both ops, I think. Gotta be careful with our life. We just get an island. Tap that. Okay. Nope. Fatal push is okay. That is very good. Because we can just counter the Storming Entity if they can play it. He needs an they need an instant or sorcery though. So, in order to actually play it, because otherwise they can't play it out the way, because Storming Entity is a 5 CMC creature, but if you play an instant or sorcery card, it reduces down to just 2. He just drew a land. Okay, we're in business here, so I think we're just gonna draw 2. 2 lands is not good though. Cryptic Command, it saves us though. So if they draw another land, we're good. All right. Whew. This is intense. I don't feel like this deck is a really great matchup for us, but we're doing okay, and we're actually beating them. Like we're being successful against them on the draw, which is even like better, right? Drew another land, so he's gonna play it out, I think. No, he's wait. They're waiting. They're afraid of a counterspell, which is pretty smart to wait. Because we know the only card in his hand is the Storming Entity. We have him on a 5-turn clock. Okay, I would love to stop drawing lands. I would actually let it have a Jace or Teferi now, because that's going to give us card advantage every turn. All right, what do you got? Got something. Manamorphose. I got to let that go, unfortunately. Again, I have to let this stuff go. We will counter draw this now. Is he for real not playing this out? I don't agree with this. They need to please just play it. You need to at least try. Because I know the only thing he has. Because even if he has a spell pierce, he's not going to be able to draw a card. Didn't get what he needed, I guess. He's trying to protect himself from a counterspell, which makes sense, but I think you need to just play this out. You need to try to jam it. I mean, our life total is still really low. Like it's definitely low. That's why one reason I'm not actually fetching, because I don't want to be dead. I don't want to be dead to 2 lightning bolts. That's fine. I don't care about that. I can just push it. Playing mutagenic growth, fine. We will kill this now. Okay. We can still cryptic command. Is he gonna finally play it? Finally gonna play it. Okay. Counter draw. Another cryptic. You love to see it. Okay, they're dead in 2 turns, so got to draw something good. Man, we'd be able to outgrind Blitz. That is awesome. This deck is so scary. It's so scary. Still not fetching. I don't want to be dead to 2 bolts. That's just the way it is. Yeah, he's just targeting me. Where's he targeting the Snapcat? I think I'm just going to let that go. Yeah, they just... Ooh, man. What a game, folks. Yeah, GG, man. GG. Izzet Blitz is one of the scariest decks of the format. I mean, this is a deck that can get a turn 3, turn 4 insta-kill with all the prowess creatures and everything. And Esper was able to beat it twice on the draw, which is amazing. Long-ass game. I'm happy that we got... I'm definitely happy that we got some full games there after some salt mines, quite honest. But let's just kind of revisit the deck just real quick. You know, this is it, folks. You know, if you like Control or you're interested in Control and you want to play in Modern, this is a good deck. We beat probably a top 3 deck in the format there with it, and we were able to outgrind it. So I like it a lot. It's got a lot going for it, and you get to play some really classic cards, and you get to really have a good variety of different lines of play. So I hope you enjoyed the video. As always, if you enjoy our content, I suppose you should like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. And be on the lookout for more Magic content. I'm going to try to do a few more videos while I still have access to all the cards. Then, of course, we're going to have some good Phasmophobia content on the way as well. So, hope you take care. And, stay safe, healthy, and have a wonderful day.